and they will have one fast repair for tonight. Hopefully, they don't have to use it in the first or second stage. They can save it just in case there's a late caution in that final stage. Stages for tonight are lap 20 is the first stage, lap 40 will be the second stage, and a total laps of 80. I'm looking at some of these practice times, Jeff. I see Dan Matthews running the 39.65. You got a 39.70, a 70.03. You got 7.49, a 7.72. You think that's what we're going to see in qualifying, or you think they might go a little bit faster?
Really all depends on how they got that practice speed. Where in a group, in draft, I'm feeling it's going to be right around there, maybe a hair or two slower, but we'll wait and see here how they're going to line up.
Yes, and Tyler, tell the viewers at home how do you get around this place in qualifying? I know everybody has their own strategies or a certain way of doing it, but what is the fast way around here for qualifying?
It just depends on what you like, Brady. I know some guys love to ride the wall, L. Larson style. Some guys like to hug that bottom yellow line. I will say the issue with running that yellow line in 1 and 2 is you have that progressive banking on there. It's really flat. Your truck can get really unsettled and want to shoot towards the wall. So, in my opinion, running about a lane off the bottom is where you're going to have your fastest laps in qualifying.
Yes, I agree. And they each get 2 laps. It's the best time out of the 2 laps. They have 10 minutes to do it, so they might wait around to get some cloud cover. I know the skies look very clear. Temperature was at 75 degrees. So yeah, there's a little bit of cloud there, so they might wait a little bit for some cloud cover to get that extra. Well, that's a myth. If the track gets a little bit cooler, you can go faster. But here we see Travis Suppen making his qualifying run, and what do we see here, Tyler? What's he doing?
Well, he's going to, run that high line, that big coming off of 3 and 4 here, and he's going to want to shoot down towards the bottom. Some guys like to run, all the way down on the apron off the racing surface. Some guys will stay above the white line like Travis is doing here. And I'll expect him to take a decent-sized Arena 1. We'll see if he likes to run that yellow line or if he's going to run a lane off. And he's going to go to the yellow line here. And he's going to shoot up the track there right in the middle. Not enough of an arc, but he held it really well. I know a lot of guys kind of struggle with that corner.
Yes. Now, Jeff, what do you think the qualifying time the beat's going to be? I'm going to say 39.68 is going to be full.
I'm going to say a little closer to 39.7 flat is where I think they'll be.
I got you. Well, that's a good pick, and man, they got some fast guys in here so far. Travis to the top. Oh no, now he's second. Tony just knocked him off.
You see Tony, though, he didn't hold that bottom yellow line. He kind of rode up about a lane and didn't get on that weird progressive banking, and it seemed to carry way more speed in 1 and 2. We'll see if his second lap's going to improve on his first.
Yes, I totally agree with you, Tyler. And here he comes off of turn 4. And he's going to come down to the apron. No, he's going to stay kind of in the middle. I thought he would come down to the apron maybe. And he's in second. He stays in second. We got Benjamin T. Lee right here running in the 151. Let's see what he's going to do. He's coming off of 4. And he's kind of running. No, he's going to go down to the apron, Jeff, right here. Let's see what he clocks in at. P14 for the time being, Jeff. What did you see out of that lap, Jeff, that caught your attention?
Just like Tyler said before, through the turns, be almost one groove off through each of the track. Didn't quite bring it down towards the front stretch, as we talked about some others may try to do to shave off some of that time. But if he can keep it consistent, he might be able to work towards the front there for this as the race progresses.
Yes, and he's coming in a second lap. He moved all the way down to 18th. Let's let's see. I don't really see any improvement. It looks like he's going to stay at P18. So that second lap didn't seem like it was faster than the first lap, Tyler.
Yeah, the second lap was a tenth and a half off. Looks like none of these guys, when they're coming off of four, letting the truck really roll towards the wall. They're trying to keep the pin down. Oh, as you see with Richard Crane here, he's running well up in the groove, almost the third or fourth groove. And there, we're going to see how much speed can carry off coming down the front stretch here. He is also not going to go down to the apron, so it seems these second laps are just not any faster than the first ones. Haven't really seen anyone else touch Shane Huffman's 39.798 right now. Chad Waller currently in second with that 39.828. Jeff, I don't really know if we're going to see anyone get by him.
Yeah, not sure if there's anybody left in the group. Here we go. I see 20 up to 20 drivers have taken time so far. I check that. We're up to 25 at least. It looks like we might be getting ready to go here.
Yeah, we still have about just under 5 minutes left in the qualifying session, but currently we have almost 41 drivers in the field per the iRacing entry list. So we'll see how many of these guys actually start the race.
That would be really great to see if we get 41 trucks here for a first recruitment race for this series. Really would look forward to see what we can pull on over to when the season starts.
I agree, Jeff. And looking at these qualifying times, there's only a 1 second difference right now between the pole sitter and the 25th place truck right now, which is pretty impressive on all ends, and I think something that's going to lead to real high quality racing this evening. Jeff, do you think drivers are going to take it easy in stage one, or how do you think this race will play out?
I would like to think that they're going to take it easy here. A lot of new names. You're not really sure how to race some new guys. So I would imagine take it easy, see how it goes. But you know how it goes here sometimes with these races. Things can get hairy quickly, especially towards the end of stage one.
Yeah, it seems like the end of stages bring out the worst in all sorts of racing, but it also brings out the entertainment for us. So should be a lot of entertainment tonight watching these trucks and these drivers do battle here in the Irish Hills.
Yeah, I tell you what, guys. These qualifying times, it kind of surprised me. 39.79 to 82, 85, 92, 94. I mean, they're 96, 96, 97. They are all the top 10. They are just all within 2/10 of each other. So it should be a good race.
And you have to think with the way the draft works here in Michigan on the front and back stretch that it'll keep the field really, really tight as we see Kurt Jackson jump up there in the top 10 with times. He's currently at P9.
Yes, and I'm glad you brought that up, Tyler, because that's what I was about to get to is using the draft to your advantage at Michigan. Everybody does it here. Auto Club Speedway, the known sister track, I guess you could say, of Michigan. You want to use that draft to somewhat save tires and kind of ride around, and you can use it to your advantage and whatnot. So we'll see who can do it the best. I tell you what, who would be your pick for tonight if you had to pick based on, because we don't know these guys. These guys are just coming out the blue off the server, joining the session for a good race. Who would be your pick for tonight?
I'm gonna hop in and kind of be biased here, and a teammate of mine on the Friday night series, number 4, Adam Newbert. He is usually running in the top 10, and I think he'll be there at the end. Give him the run for their money. Hopefully, across the finish line first.
And Tyler, who's your pick?
I don't know. I mean, we're looking here at the practice results on the main screen, with the qualifying results up top. I mean, you have to like any of these guys in practice times in the top 10. I'm also going to be biased, though, and go with my teammate, Dana Shepard. Guy I've seen run really, really well in Michigan. I think he can get the job done if he keeps his truck clean and has some good luck.
And I completely agree with you guys. Dana's definitely a great pick. So is Adam. Adam, he tends to kind of stay mired back mid pack, and he's almost like Kevin Harvick. You know, he's the closer. He shows up whenever it's money time. But I can't believe you guys are going to let me take Dan Matthews. He was fastest in practice, and he's got the pole. So Dan Matthews is going to be my pick.
Correction on there, Brady. Dan Matthews is starting off sixth, but
Oh man,
yeah,
I'm looking at the wrong thing. I'm sorry.
no worries. But yeah, and he is a great pick, top in practice by a little bit though. So definitely a guy to keep your eye on.
Yeah, I see him. I was looking at the wrong thing, but I appreciate you correcting me on that one.
Well, we're less than 40 seconds to the green flag. Any last minute thoughts there, Brady, before you have to go take over some race control duties?
Oh no, I think it's gonna. We see some cloud cover coming in, some shade. I'm hoping for a good turnout, good race. Like I said, they do have one fast repair, so hope they unclick them at the start of the race, and they don't need them until that final stage. But I think it's definitely going to be a good show, and hope you guys have fun in the booth.
Look forward to having you back with us. Jeff, I guess as we prepare to get this thing underway, hopefully we can get the qualifying results up and we'll do our little grid rundown. We got 2 minutes until the trucks start rolling off.
Yep. Once we come up here, we'll be talking about the starting order of the field. But yeah, looking forward, like Brady said, get this thing rolling. Hopefully it stays green for a while. We get to see some good racing here. Here we go, kicking it off. Is your pole Shane Huffman? Rolling on the front row with him is number 2, Chad Waller. Starting third is Tony Drayon. Fourth, Tony Elrod. Fifth, Herbert Pierce. 6, Dan Matthews. 7, I just see Crane. Sorry about that. Having trouble reading here, guys. 8th is Rapp. 9th, Kurt Jackson. 10th, Derek Kilgore. 11th, Jonathan Wiley. 12th, Adam Newberg.
No worries. And rolling off after that, we have Tristan Rogers, the 13th spot. Cody Sanderson, 14th spot. We've seen him in Mazda a few times. Michael Allen will be rolling off 15th. Tim Paradiso will be rolling off 16th. And we also have Robert Amaral rolling off in 17th. Gary Huffins rolling off in 18th position. To round out the qualifiers, in 19th position, we have Frank Perfin. 20th is Alan Isaac. 21st is Philip Isaac. 22nd will be Benjamin T. Lee. 23rd will be Charles Keller. 24th will be Travis Sutphin. 25th, Jeffrey Ramsdale. 26th, Anthony Reiner. And 27th of people who put down laps was Sean Byrne. We do have also 42 drivers registered for the session, only 27 put down laps. The others are opting to start in the rear. Guys that big names that we have heard before in the NASRA series, starting in the back, we have Hess rolling 30th, Dana Shepard rolling off at 32nd.
Yeah, interested to see the guys that run with us on Friday night in the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. See how they make out with some of the new talent here. Recruitment Race number 1 for the NASRA NRE Power Systems Truck Series, which is supposed to run Monday nights. Let's get it rolling.
Yep, and as you all see, we got the trucks rolling off the pit lane. Hopefully they'll get all gridded up properly before they come back around to take the green flag. Jeff, I gotta know, what do you feel best lane to be here on the restart? Do you want to be on that bottom on this initial start, or do you want to be up top?
Personally, my feelings, I want to be on the inside. I want to be able to control the inside lane and run that groove, that inside seam there. I know that gives a chance to the guy on your outside to get a little advantage of speed, but personally, that's where I'd want to be. How about yourself?
I like being on the inside, but for different reasons. I want to be on the inside because with restarts breed chaos, and being on the inside, even if I'm middle of it, kind of gives me an out. You know, I'll take the 1x of going through the grass or going on the train. It's not the worst thing imaginable. Seems like Field's having a little bit of an issue getting stacked up here. little bit spread thin, but hopefully maybe they'll let everyone settle in and we can get some nice clean racing.
Yep, 100% agree with what you said, especially, you know, starting race, cold tires, or on a restart with cold tires. You never knew if that guy's going to push it a little bit too hard on your outside or behind you or what, and you have that escape route to go down and low being on the inside there.
Green flag, green flag.
Looks like we are underway here at Michigan. Green flag is out. Huffman leading the field up front. And they're going to expand 3 wide here. Oh, car around near the front. Car in the wall, outside turn 2, and he comes back across the field. There's a big wreck here on lap 1. Many cars involved. Many fast repairs going to be used. Wow, that started up front, it looked like.
Indeed, it did. It looked like what we just talked about. Maybe give a little bit too much gas on those new, fresh, cold tires, not letting them warm in, and see what happens when you give it a little too much too early.
Yeah, and I was just going to tell y'all, you know, on these restarts, you'll see them fan out 3, 4, maybe even 5 wide. And you know, some people will tell you, you know, why, you know, it's lap 1. You know, that's the biggest complaint is why would you do that on lap 1? But it's everybody fighting for that track position, you know?
Yeah, it looks like we're going to get a replay here soon, but based on what I'm seeing, it started up front in row number 2, row number 3 with Tony Elrod and a bunch of those other guys. You're seeing the end of it here, but that wreck really started up front.
This is like Tyler, he's like a helicopter going down the backstretch. That's not the way you get around Michigan right there, Jeff.
Not at all, and I hope he's not using VR because his dinner is probably all over himself at this point.
Yeah, it looks like it started with the 16 car of Tony Elrod and the 38 car Dan Matthews just coming together there on that initial start. And just looks like they went for the same piece of real estate. I can't tell if maybe Matthews decided to hold his line and Elrod came down thinking Matthews would dive to the bottom, but that seemed to be a false pretense and really just kind of sent everyone just scattering across the field.
Definitely not the way we wanted to start this one off, but hey, it's racing, it happens. This is what the fast repair is for. Let's see who's going to use them, and once we get this thing cleaned up, we'll get rolling green again.
Yeah, you got to feel for some of those guys who just kind of got unlucky in the middle of the pack there, and kind of more just victims of circumstance. It's not really their fault that that wreck started all the way up front, and they just had nowhere to go.
Yeah, but I can tell you right now, Shane Huffman is loving this. You know, anytime that, you know, when you're handing out money or stage points for stage 1 and you could ride around for, you know, about 4 or 5 laps to get the race started off, you know, he's smiling in the cockpit right now.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I mean, stage racing especially, the less amount of laps you have to run under green, it's a huge advantage. I know for any of us that have raced in the Friday Night Triple M Pulling Truck Series, those stages are very intense and very aggressive. So, like you said, least amount of laps you have to run them, the better for you.
Absolutely, and at this time, we definitely want to get a shout out to Cody Knott, our lead producer for Nazareth 360 Racing Network. This is our debut broadcast, and we're having so much fun. Well, I know I'm having fun. What about you, Jeff?
100% goes back to the days of pretending to be a broadcaster, watching some baseball games, or even playing the old Nintendo or Sega Genesis, and kind of get the chance to really try it out now with this new recruitment. The new league coming up, and having a blast and hoping to do more.
And Tyler, I think my next question would be for you is what are you looking for right now if you're Shane Huffman? Because, you know, we just got it kicked off. He might not even know the guys that he's necessarily racing around, and we just had a caution. What is he looking for right here whenever we get this race back to green?
I think he's looking for just to get that clean air, get out in front, and don't have anyone next to you coming into 1 and 2. We saw the 3rd and 4th place cars went for the same real estate there on that initial start. You really just want to be kind of by yourself going into 1 and 2 right now with the way that these guys are driving. The tires are still cold. They haven't warmed up at all. They're still pacing for most of it. So I think he's looking to hopefully, get through 1 and 2 clean, get clear, and then hopefully everyone can figure each other out, figure out how everyone races.
And I tell you what, right now is the question earlier was, do you take the inside or the outside lane? And I would come back and say, well, that depends on if I have a teammate behind me, because I definitely want to be in the lane where I know I can trust my teammate to push me out in front.
Exactly. Finding friends to help you push and draft is going to definitely come into play later. They're going to have to run some laps under green to know who they're comfortable running and who to avoid. So let's see what goes on here.
Exactly. When you're in a recruitment race, you don't know if any of these guys. You don't know who you have friends with, so log some laps and know who you can trust, because you're about to go green here again.
Yes, and Huffman, oh man, he gets out to almost a 10-car lead right there. He's definitely getting up in front of him. And he gets to the top right there to get that arc in the 1, and they're side by side throughout the pack, Joe.
They are, like you said before. Here we go. We see 2, 3 wide spreading out. Gonna find a hole to move into, and this pack will probably thin out as they go to run some laps here.
And Tyler, I would ask you, if you're, let's say, running 10th and 12th at this point. Oh, and there's another caution. There's another caution right here.
Don't see any wreck on track. Looked like there may have been contact way in the back of the field. A lot of guys are way off the pace. Let's see where that came from. Oh, yep, right there at 44 gets turned around by the 38, and that's the second wreck the 38's been involved in tonight. Dan Matthews, Brady's choice to win the race, had just really had a rough start to this one.
Yeah, and I think that's why I don't gamble, Tyler, is because I don't have any good luck with it. But hopefully he has that fast repair and he can get back into this thing.
Fortunately, I believe he used it on our first caution of the day when him and Elrod collided going into 1, so he may be out of them.
Yeah, well, maybe I can. Well, is it still time to pick somebody else?
I think you can. And really, I mean, you got to feel bad for Matthews. None of that was his fault, looking back at it.
Yeah, well, I'm a go for a second pick. I think I should be able to get one, because you two guys were biased in the beginning and picked teammates, and I just realized that my teammate joined this session, Mr. Kyle Hess, so he's going to be my pick moving forward.
That's always a good pick, taking one of our Triple M Pulling Truck Series guys. Actually, Hess was just in front of that caution. Looked like Pursuito came up in front of McLaughlin, and Matthews was just along for the ride there.
Yeah,
Definitely.
definitely unfortunate.
Definitely a solid pick in Hess. Like you said, he's one of the guys that always seem to kind of bid race pack, feel it out at the beginning of a race, but then he always works his way towards the front. I'm actually surprised he didn't go with the old number 9, your number out front there, but we'll give you Hess. Give you that mulligan.
Well, I appreciate it, guys. Now, right before that caution, I was asking you, Tyler, on these restarts, you're trying to get a feel for the track and everything. Let's say you're running 10th or 12th in the pack. What are you looking for as far as moving forward? Are you trying to get it all in one lap, or you just, hey, one truck at a time, one truck at a time?
I think it depends on how aggressive you want to be here early. For me personally, I always want to be as close to the front as I can be. So whenever I have a run, whether it be on the front stretch or the back stretch, or if I think I can get someone off the corner, I'm going to take it. Now, of course, you have to manage that risk with the reward of getting that race done. You don't want to put yourself 3 wide this early in the race. If you can pick them off, I would say 1 by 1's the safer way to do it, but try to move quickly when doing it.
Yes, I definitely agree with you. And it's all about, where the drafting help is. If everybody's, trying to make that move on the insides, you want to follow through, or if they're going around guys on the outside, you want to kind of help that draft pull you by to pass those trucks and whatnot. And I guess you kind of, Jeff, you just kind of take it as they come. You know, if you have that opportunity to pass that truck, you go for it, and if you don't, you just slip on by behind them and use the draft to maybe get by them on the next lap or the lap after that.
100%, especially early on here. You don't want to push anything that's not, coming to a checkered flag. That's one thing. But feel it out, see if it's going to work. If it doesn't work right now, if it doesn't feel good, it's okay to tuck behind that guy and wait for the right time to pass, rather than, we see what happens here when you make a slip up. But yeah, definitely wait for it and take what you get, but in a safe manner.
And it's always good seeing that 9 truck out there in front.
Yeah, we haven't seen a 9 truck out front in the Triple Unpulling Truck Series since Nashville, I believe.
Yeah. I look forward to Indy though.
I'm interested to see how the rescan really affects the racing and makes it a little bit easier to pass in 2 and 4.
Oh, most definitely. And I think that's why I'm excited for the rescan, is just because of the unknown of going into it. You know, it kind of evens out the playing field a little bit.
Agree, as Huffman's about ready to bring us back to the green flag here in the
Green
Geico
flag, green
restart
flag.
zone. And Huffman's off. Another good launch, not as good as the last time. Enough to get definitive separation coming into 1 and 2.
Here he comes. He's back up to the high to get that work in the 1, and he comes down to run the bottom line. And they're side by side from second on back.
Gentlemen, I think you have to believe after 2 relatively large early cautions, the field seems to be getting thin already. We'd like to see these guys maybe settle in and just kind of ride for a little.
Oh man, and then we see a big dive bomb and slide job right there. Wow, they are just going for it. Did somebody tell them there was 80 laps? Because they are just fighting tooth and nail for this right now.
As much as I want to say, let's everyone relax, we have an odd board here. The second place car looking to the inside of Huffman. And it's going to be tight down here in 1. He's going to get on that flat part. He's going to shoot up the track.
Kind of went off his original line there, which kind of gave the spot to, I think that was a 37 moving in, and now he's 37 moving into the inside of the 9 here. Let's see what he can do.
37 has him cleared. If he wants to pull off the slide job, he's going to ride up in front of the 9, and it looks like the 3 is going to sneak to the inside of the 9 as well. Looks like the 9 might be struggling with being in traffic here. He might start to fall back a little bit.
Either that, or he might say, "Hey guys, you have at it and go up there, and if y'all want to lead some laps, that's not important. What's important to me is lap 80."
And that very much could be his strategy, Brady, as we have 2 and 3 wide back here, still fighting tooth and nail for position to get in the draft. Number 3 is really trying to get clean air to his nose. He knows he can't really ride behind the leader there. It's just going to really tighten up that truck, but he looks like he might have an opportunity to make a pass coming into 1 here.
Yep, kind of using the same move the 37 did to the 9, the 3 watched, and he's about to do the same thing here. Let's see if he can clear him.
And it looks like he's definitely going to clear him coming off of 2. And a crossover. Yep, crossover here. He's definitely got the momentum going into 3, and we'll definitely see if he's going to try to slide up. Yep, he slides up in front of the 3. And you're going to see this a lot. We could go through the field, and you'll see this even in 10th place, 15th, 20th place. You'll see that all throughout the field. That's what we love about Michigan.
But I think we're going to see it the most here up front, because that lead car doesn't have anyone to draft off. The guy in 11th can draft off the guy in 10th, so the guy in 12th isn't going to get that same run. But up front, you're going to get massive runs off the corner as long as you can clear the guy. But you're just going to trade places each and every lap at this rate, it looks like, up front.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think, if it was me, which I'm not driving for these guys, if it was me, I'd just pretty much just, ride in line here, because going back and forth right now is just chewing up their tires.
Yeah, and as we look through the field back here, they're still riding 2, 3 wide at times, battling for every position they can get still. Not the single file like we thought maybe would come out, but they're still battling. Everybody's making moves.
That battle for the lead looked like the 3 tried to do the crossover, but did not work on that front stretch. They're going to be side by side coming off the 2. Looks like Pierce might get the lead again, though. And the 3 can't get in line, and he's going to get freight trained by the 9 on the outside.
Yes, you got the 9 of Shane Huffman, the 45 of Tim, and the 09 of Kurt Jackson right here. That's all hungry like some wolves, waiting to take that second position.
That's the one thing, when you do those back and forth, if you can't complete the pass at one of these front straightaways or back stretches, it's gonna you're gonna get eaten up by those guys behind you who are working together in that draft. Looks like we're gonna have another attempt for the lead there by the 3. Oh, he has to get out of the front. Big checkup for the 3. The 9 has to go way high, and it looks like 3 wide here for second place.
Yeah, the 45 is going to take advantage of that. And let's see, the 09 is going to push the 3. And let's see, the 3 should get in front of the 9. The 45, he's pinching them down. And it looks like the 3 is going to prevail to get that second place spot back, guys.
Jeff, I gotta think, if you're in one of these battles, it's only lap 16. Are you just saying this isn't really worth it? Maybe I back out and just sit back in like 8th or 9th and just ride.
Me personally, after seeing the 2 early cautions, I'd kind of be in that seat too. Kind of dip back maybe to just behind this lead pack of 9 or 10 cars and see what's going to happen, and try to keep my fenders clean and be in it for later in the race.
Yeah, I feel like these guys are racing as if we were almost racing for stage points, but obviously with this being a recruitment race, it's more to get used to this style of racing. But I agree with you wholeheartedly, Jeff, that to me, it's not worth it if you're really trying to go for that win at the end of the day. But we have, it looks like another attempt for the pass for the lead there. The number 3, he is just trying to clear. Will he pull up the slide job? Yeah, it looks like he may have it if he comes up in time. Yes, he does.
Oh, yeah. Man, that's so close right there. And I tell you what, that 88 of Michael Allen, he is coming on strong here. He started 5th. No, I'm sorry, he started 15th. And he's already making his way back up to the 3rd spot here. And he is just giving them a run for their money up here, Jeff.
Absolutely. 15th to 3rd, I think you said. And it looks like he's hanging.
Contact between the leader and second. 3's going to shoot up the track. Sorry to interrupt you there, Jeff. That was a scary moment for the field in front.
Not a problem. Definitely the 3 had to check up. He's going to lose a couple spots here, but he was able to regroup, and looks like he'll run 4th or 5th for now.
Yeah, both the 88 and the 45 of Tim Paradusa, they started 15th and 16th mid-pack, so not good qualifying positions, but they're up here fighting for second place right now.
Yeah, but right now, all your leader, Robert Bruce, wants to see is those guys just... My apologies. Our leader wants to see is just those guys running side by side for second, but they get back in line there, and they're going to be able to build a run, hopefully, at the leader coming down the backstretch.
And guys, they're just racing everywhere, from 1st to 20th, all throughout the field. They are just racing side by side as we're coming to the stage end.
Looks like we'll have white flag here on stage 1. Still have Tony Drion up front. You have all these guys fighting hard for 2nd and 3rd with Mike Allen and Paradisio.
Yeah, and don't forget, guys, it's the rule is whenever 10th place crosses the line, that's whenever the stage will be concluded. So that's how they do the results here at Nazareth. So we're waiting for 10th place before they see that caution flag.
And it kind of ended up being a little opposite than we thought. You know, we thought it would be a little quiet early on in the stage and get a little dicey. Here it kind of fanned out towards the end and was dicey early on.
And with that, Tony Drion's going to win stage number 1 here in our first recruitment race in the NR800 Systems Truck Series. Just a very dominant late performance. Once he got in that lead, took it over from Huffman. He really just kind of ran away with it. It didn't seem like Allen had anything for him. This stage 1 has been brought to you by But Feel What You've Been Missing. Butt Kicker's been a great sponsor for Nazareth now for several seasons, several years, and hope to continue a great relationship with them moving forward. But yeah, Stage 1 again brought to you tonight by Butt Kicker.
Yes, I completely agree with you, Tyler. We sure appreciate the folks at Butt Kicker for everything they do for Nazareth. We certainly, I know the guys get excited at the end of the season whenever we hand those out to certain winners, because it's a long season, and anytime you can get that extra bonus of a butt kicker, man, it really excites the guys, and they get ready for the next season coming up.
100%. Glad to have them on board. All right, guys, Stage 1 is over. Stage 2 about to begin after pit stops. What are you guys doing here as a driver during this pit stop? Taking 4, taking fuel? What's going on?
I think you have to take 4 here early, see what your tire wear has been like if you didn't get a long enough run in practice. Especially for the guys in the pen, you have to use those tires a little bit more because you're going to get aerotight in these trucks. Take 4, see what you're at, and if you feel comfortable, maybe you don't take 4 at the end of Stage 2. Track position, though, shown not to be the big determining factor. Although Dreon's been up front most of the race, our second and third place drivers have made their way through the field and really put on a fantastic showing. So I think you take 4 here.
Yes, I completely agree with Tyler, especially if you're running top 10. If you're running top 10, I'm taking 4. I want to see what my tire wear is. I want to see, I'm talking to my teammates in Discord. I'm asking them, what their tire wear is to kind of see if I'm turning the wheel too much, if I'm burning off the right front too much, just to see. And, you can't really, you get a baseline in Stage 1, but we ran a lot of caution laps in Stage 1, so it's going to you're kind of looking at Stage 2 to see if we could run those full 20 laps to see if you can really get to see what your tire wear is going into that final stage.
Absolutely, and if you're one of those guys that maybe got caught up in that second caution and either used your fast repair or already took tires then, do you take a chance and stay out now to really improve your track position?
Oh, most definitely. If I, let's say on lap 8, I believe it was, if you came down pit road and took tires, I'm staying out right here.
Yeah, I just received a message from Dana Shepard actually telling me that the racing throughout the field has just been kind of crazy and just super aggressive, and guys are making moves left and right. It's a little bit of a inside driver from the race tonight. Apparently, throughout the field, the racing has been very intense.
Yeah, and we're gonna do a better job on Stage 2 of going through the field here and seeing some of those battles, because I know for sure over there in the other session doing some race control, and that you can see some of the battles from 10th place to 20th place, and they are, like I said, they're just side by side fighting for every position, trying to get ready for the second stage.
Hey, and can we really blame them? It's a recruitment race. Yeah, you kind of want to be, kind of feel yourself out here, but you also want to make a name for yourself maybe early. So maybe it's guys just trying a little bit too hard too early, but we'll see who will rise to the top here in a little bit.
Exactly, like Jeff said, you really want to make an impression, especially in recruitment races. Now we're broadcasting recruitment races for one of the first times ever. It really is an opportunity for these drivers to showcase what talents they may have and really make a name for themselves. And hopefully some of the guys in our regular series, our regulars, will take note of some of these drivers, and maybe they'll want to get them on teams in the future or work with them at bigger races.
Yeah, absolutely. The team aspect of it at Nazar is becoming a big deal. You're seeing sponsors get involved, guys who kind of didn't like each other, maybe in past seasons or aligning with each other. It's getting real competitive. There's team points, and there's money to be won at the end of the season. So the team aspect of it is becoming a pretty big deal at Nazareth.
It really has been, and it's made it that much more fun to be a part of. Being a part of a team, working together, and going up against other teams, and not only are you fighting, driver for driver, but now it's teams against teams. It really makes it a lot of fun every Friday night.
I totally agree. Being one of the guys who was a free agent after the last season in Nazareth, kind of having multiple teams approach me was something I've never experienced before. As we go green here again, And Dreon with a great start, gets away from the field. Looks like the outside lane had a terrible start there. Maybe Allen missed a shift, but yeah, the team aspect in Nazareth is something you don't really see anywhere else, in my opinion.
Yeah, and that just hurt the 9 of Shane Huffman. He's getting a run to come back, but he is, you can tell on his voice chat in the session, he is not happy with Michael Allen right now.
Yeah, it sounded like Allen said he had missed that shift. Maybe it wasn't time to spin, so kind of just screwed over that entire outside lane, like you're saying, Brady. But you know, it's a long race still. You still have the stage break caution. I think you just have to settle in and kind of just work your way back.
Well, I tell you what, the first 12 trucks have settled in single file, but 13th on back, guys, oh, it is a mess. They are 3-4 wide back there, and they are just racing for every inch to get up through there.
Let's go. There we go. Wreck in the back. Big wreck
Yellow
in the
flag
back.
is out.
Definitely some trucks airborne.
It looked to me as if someone got loose on the bottom. Maybe it clipped that yellow line and just shot back up in front of the field. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Just a big wreck, and it just took out lots of decent drivers, it seems, that were just kind of riding along at that point in time.
Yeah, and it looks like the 97 of Jeffrey Ramsdale got the worst of that. He's putting on the apron.
It looks like Kyle Hess, your other pick, may have been involved there, Brady. He is quite slow on the front stretch. Although maybe he was just waiting up for don't pass car under yellow.
Yeah, I don't think I'm picking anybody else, guys. Like I said, I think my gambling efforts are over for the night. I might wait till next week before I pick somebody else.
The old Brady curse.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like, I'm going to take a ride along from my camera angle. Looks like the 97 just got loose and overcorrected, and fortunately the field were just bystanders at that point, so.
Yeah, and we also saw some trucks coming through there. Don't know if they didn't notice that there was a caution, but they come blazing through there. It looked like 200 miles an hour. Hopefully the admin will tell them to slow down and be cautious whenever stuff like that's happening.
Yeah, just we don't want these guys just flying into wrecks, but yeah, it looks like Ramsdale in that 97 Jeff Gordon scheme just looks like he gets on that seam there, and the truck just snaps loose on exit to the left rear and then overcorrects, and just everyone's a victim at this point. And you have guys just flying in for no reason, I think, just taking out some good cars.
I did recognize one of them. Actually, he's running the 17 truck tonight, Adam Newbert. I saw him part of that aftermath of that wreck, so my pick might be either out or in the pits getting his fast repair done.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if Dana Shepard got through that wreck. Just he was kind of in that group of trucks, so I'm gonna go back and look and see if my pick's still alive in this abundant. Oh yeah, it looks like Dana Shepard was one of the guys who did slow down. He was way in the back and avoided it, so maybe a tale of caution. If you slow down, maybe you can avoid some of these big wrecks.
With the timing of this caution, we might have about a 10-lap shootout. We are racing to the end of lap 40 for stage 2.
Agree, but now we're getting to the point of how many trucks are left, and do we have any takers on pit road? It looks like the leader is coming down pit road.
And it's also good to note that the number 29 of Charles Keller was the lucky dog on that one. So he'll be back on the lead lap. So good for him.
Yeah, no, I am not being deceived. Tony Dreon came down pit road here, and he just hit his pit stall wall. I'm not really sure what is going on with Dreon, our leader, but that seems to be unfortunate. Maybe he's had a VR issue or something of the like, because it seems as if he has lost control of his truck and it has now stopped on.
Yes, that's very, very unfortunate. He looked like he had a truck that could contend for the win, but something is definitely going on with him, and we'll definitely get to the bottom of it.
Mechanical issues could be striking. Computer issues. We saw it last night in the Cup race at Darlington. Truex had a good car, the car to beat. Then he loses power steering, loses the belt. Here you can lose internet connection, same thing. Just not what you want when you're out in front.
Looks like Dreon left a voice message and left the session. So unfortunately, we will not be able to figure out what happened to him unless anyone heard that radio chatter. But it's really sad to see a guy who was really being dominant up front leave the session. As we're about to go green again with Tim Paradiso up front.
Coming back to green here, and the field does
Green
look
flag, green
significantly smaller.
And it looks like we have several slow cars as multiple cars shot in the middle in the back of the pack and gaining significant spots, including the 97 of Ramsdale.
They look like they're back to the 2 and 3 wide racing here as we're getting back underway. Got about 10 laps left to the end of stage 2, and as we got a battle for lead.
4 cars under a blanket in 3 and 4. They're all trying to get clean air on their nose. Those cars in 3rd and 4th, and it looks like the 45 is going to really be tight on that truck's door coming down the front stretch of the 09.
Very close racing up front. Almost looked like they touched doors. They kind of spread out here a little bit, but not able to clear each other yet. 45's got the run on the outside, it looks like here.
Oh, and they were close again to touching coming off the corner. Looks like the number 9 sitting there in 3rd is really starting to make a comeback after kind of getting shuffled back on an earlier restart. He has come back to the front with a vengeance, it seems, and is really just looking to hopefully get back to the lead.
Yeah, after he got shuffled back a couple spots, he may not look or like the racing back there. He might want to get that clean air out in front and be ahead of everything at this point.
And both the 97 and the 81 were penalized on that restart. You're not allowed to move lanes
Hey,
before
car
the
around
start
into
finish
the
line.
wall. It looks like we may stay green, though. Looks like he kept it straight, but wow, that was a scary moment for the middle of the pack there. Jonathan Wiley got tapped, it looked like, by someone in the rear and went up towards the fence. Sorry to interrupt you there, Brady, with the penalty report.
Great save by the 14 there. Kept it under green. Kept it. I don't know if he made any contact with the wall. Haven't seen the right side of his truck yet, but he was able to get it rolling again.
Still 2 wide for the lead, as we also had 2 wide throughout the field. Man, that battle for the lead with Paradiso and Kurt Jackson, I mean, it's just been, they've been side by side for multiple laps now. No driver giving an inch there.
Yeah, and I know the 97's trying to make it down pit road because he has been black flagged. They are showing him the black flag, and he needs to serve that pass-through penalty.
Yeah, it looks like he jumped that restart there and just shot through a bunch of rows, maybe changed his lane. Is that the penalty that they're calling him for, Brady?
Oh, most definitely. You're not allowed to change your lane until you hit the start-finish line, and he definitely was the lucky dog. So he was coming back, and he was making his way down there, going a full head of steam, and he just tried to shoot the gap and pass everybody up on the restart. You cannot do that.
No, you can't, but now we have a very tight group of about 6 cars here up front, led by Paradiso with Kurt Jackson, Shane Huffman, Tristan Rogers, Richard Crane, and Cody Sanderson, all fighting to get to that lead before the end of stage 2 here.
5 to go on the stage, and the intensity has picked up greatly with, like you said, the top 6, almost 7 trucks, all nose to tail. Anyone has a shot here at taking the second stage win.
I totally agree, and it looks like a 7th and 8th car maybe joining the mix. It looks like the top 10 is all starting to come together again. as these trucks are racing side by side, punching a bigger hole in the air, and those trucks about 8th through 10th are starting to reel them in.
See here the 11 of Derek Kilgore decided to join the party as well. It looks like Shepard is right behind him as well in the 43.
Yeah, two Triple M Pulling Truck Series regulars there really racing up. It's good to see them starting to make their way towards the front after not putting in qualifying laps and starting out the back. Oh, as it looked like the 85 got into the wall there off turn 2. He's going to lose about 6 or 7 spots.
'86 Kyle.
Oh, car around in the middle of the pack, right here. Oh, he saved it, a la Kyle Busch. Sorry about that there, Jeff. Just a big moment there.
No worries from that lead group.
Jeff, at this point in the stage, we've seen 2 cars in this lead group now get really sideways. I mean, if you're further back, are you kind of backing off and hoping that these guys maybe wreck each other out?
Absolutely. If I have no chance at the top 10 in this stage, I'm backing off, letting them do what they want to do, and I'll work my way through slow if the caution comes out and when they wreck each other.
I totally agree. As we see now, the front 3 are getting single file. 4th place, hopefully he's going to hop in line here. And it looks like we're going to get everyone to calm down just a little bit here to finish out the end of this stage.
Got the 45 still out front holding court, and the 9 is back where he was before up front, going to try to make the run here with the 09 underneath him.
Yeah, here comes Kurt Jackson trying to fight for second spot. The 9's going to pinch him down and then try to draft behind the 45 of Tim Paraduso. We'll see if he can make the pass, and he will. He'll draft and keep that second place spot.
I think we're seeing, fellas, it is really hard when that second place car has a good toe off that leader for that third place car to make a move. And he lost a lot of momentum there, and the 4th place car is going to give him a shot. Oh, and he puts him into the fence.
Heavy contact on the right side into the wall for the 09.
Yeah, Kurt Jackson just got doored into the fence, and looks like Huffman just went to the wall of the 9. So trouble for the leaders up front. And we have a new driver in second place there behind Paradiso. And that is the 16 of Elrod. Looks like the 9 may be having some internet issues, guys. I mean, that's kind of tough to deal with for the other drivers.
Yeah, and it's so, unfortunate. He's been running up front all race long, and to have, internet connection problems this late, midway through the race is just unfortunate.
Yeah, as we're riding on board here with Tony Elrod, who jumped into second place after putting Kurt Jackson into the wall in the backstretch. It looked like it wasn't intentional, just a bad shove that Jackson got bent out of shape and a heavy contact with that wall. That should be stage break right here as well, coming through lap 40, as stage winner will be Tim Paradiso.
Yes, and finishing second was Tony Elrod. Then Richard Crane in third. Dana Shepard. Tyler, that's your pick. He made it all the way up to 4th in that second stage. Kyle Hess finishing 5th. Robert in the 77 making it to 6th. Derek Kilgore in the 7th. Tristan Rogers in the 8th. Cody Sanderson in 9th. And then to wrap up the top 10 was Braden in number 54.
It'd be interesting to see if Kurt Jackson has any choice words for Elrod after just, I think, an unnecessary early bump draft kind of sent him in the wall.
Yeah, I know that he said something right after it happened. So I'm sure, hopefully he has his fast repair. He can get the damage fixed and continue on. And who knows, maybe late in the race, if they're back around each other, I'd definitely keep an eye on that.
Interesting to see. It looks like Dana Shepard has not used a single set of tires tonight. So based on our pit stop strategy chart here on the screen, Everyone else has pit at least once. Elrod pitted really early, so he may have been involved in that lap 1 incident. But very interesting to see Dana Shepard, clean truck relatively, has not used any tires.
Well, I tell you what, Tyler, if he hasn't used a set of tires yet, and we still got this final stage of 40 laps to go, and if everybody makes their pit stops and come a late race caution, and he has an extra set on the field, you better look out because he's going to be coming fast.
I agree, Jeff. I mean, what are you looking for here in this final stage of just under 40 laps?
Right now, I'm just packing my truck full of fuel, getting 4 fresh tires. Me personally, I would take it easy again, feel it off, kind of save some tires, and kind of feel it out. I know we're going to probably see, if we can keep it green, some green flag pit stops that are going to come into play, no?
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. The one thing I would be concerned of is if we were watching, all of those incidents that we saw up front, I would just be really concerned with how those drivers, it seems like we've had to make really crazy difficult saves. So I would say maybe don't be in the top 5 right now. Maybe slide in like 7th or 10th because it looked like we're really at that stage.
Exactly. Maybe revert back to what we talked about before. Let the guys in the top 10 race real hard against each other. Let things happen between them and kind of feel your way through as the race progresses towards the end here.
I agree. I just do want to take a moment to thank everyone who's tuned in tonight to watch the broadcast of this recruitment race to hopefully get more drivers interested in our Monday night NRE Systems Truck Series. We'll be kind of running very similar to our Friday night Triple M Pulling Truck Series, just giving drivers more opportunities to be able to race and get everyone to come out and compete.
Yes, and those drivers can find the link to the Discord in the drivers chat. Also, our Facebook link at NASRA Racing. You can go on there if you're interested in joining this league or any series throughout NASRA. There's plenty of series to race in. You can find us at NASRA Racing on Facebook. We look forward to hearing the feedback of this race.
I agree, Brady, and also give us a subscribe on YouTube here at NASRA. Also check out our NASRA 360 videos. We have interviews with top 3 and teams every week through Triple M Pulling Truck Series and more to come from our other series, as well as full race replays from our Triple M Pulling Truck Series and hopefully future series on the channel.
100%. If you're not into trucks, NASRA's going just about racing every night during the week. So definitely check our social medias out. If you're interested in something, hit up the Discord, find out more information, and apply.
And if we also have multiple series of multiple different all money leagues, but all with differing payment structures. Some have very, very low season-long buy-ins. Some have season and per race buy-ins. A bunch of opportunities for you guys to come out, maybe make a little extra side cash, or a little bit help you buy some new iRacing tracks or whatever your fancy is. So, really, give us a follow, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and we look forward to racing with you all in the future.
As we get going back to green here, it looks like the 29 last minute. I don't know what's going on here, but it looks like 9 of Shane Huffman is going to be back out up front. See what he can do here on this restart.
Yeah, the 29 is actually a lap down, so he was just in the wrong spot as the 9, Shane Huffman, takes the green flag here over the 485 of Paradiso.
With the 9 back out in front, let's see what he can do with that clean air on the front of his truck. Some new fresh tires, really jumping out to a lead here, about 3 or 4 truck length. But the 45 looks like it's got a run coming for him.
Yeah, all these trucks now, looks like they're going to get single file all the way back to 5th and 6th. 2 by 2 for 2 rows, and then 3 wide way in the back. But it looks like everyone's kind of spacing out, kind of trying to give each other some space to race.
Yeah, and it looks like and they got the 52 spin and they got a wreck. The 52 spun there, and it looks like he's collected a few trucks with them along the way.
I think all 3, most of our wrecks are Products of restarts. I don't know if it's these guys again, just pushing it a little too soon, too quickly. Just looks like two trucks trying to use the same place. 52 got up into, I didn't see who it was, but pushed him right up into the wall there.
Yeah, and then it looks like he just came back down on top of another truck there, exiting 3 and 4. It looks like he just got loose, and unfortunately, Kurt Jackson gets hit again, and that'll probably be the end of his race, as I believe he's already used his fast repair. So probably lost a couple more drivers there, unfortunately, but that's what happens. You get in the back and put yourself at risk for some of these accidents.
Exactly, and we talked about that earlier. You know, yeah, there's hard racing up front, but then also if you do take that chance and sit in the back, you have the probability of this happening to you too. It's a double-edged sword sometimes.
I agree. Currently, only 15 trucks left on the lead lap, but that number I believe will drop once Jackson and Sutphin go laps down for being unable to finish this race. But we should get Charles Keller or Jeffrey Ramsdale back on the lead lap here as the lucky dog. As you see a field rundown real quick, Shane Huffman in the lead, Paradiso in second, Elrod third, Shepard fourth, Rogers fifth, and Richard Crane currently your top 6. Going throughout the rest of the top 10, we have Wiley in 7th, Kilgore 8th, Sanderson in 9th, and Kyle Hess is rounding out your top 10. Right now, Brady's second pick has made a re-emergence in the top 10.
Yeah, and you can, if we get a shot out of him, his truck looks like it's in good shape. So it looks like he might have used one of those quick repairs or fast repairs, you should call it, or from earlier, Tyler. And I'm pretty happy with it so far.
For sure, and a guy that I've also had the opportunity to race with as a teammate when I used to be on the same team as both of you in Season 4 of Triple M Pulling Truck Series, but definitely a good competitor who can find his way up front and finish off the race well if he gets the opportunity.
100% with those clean fenders. He's going to have a chance. He's working his way up, just like he always does.
Unfortunately, Jeff, your pick and Adam Newber has officially disconnected from the server. His night is over.
Well, Brady got a second pick, so, I mean, it's only fair.
That is true. That is true. If you want to use your second pick, take it now while you can before we get going green.
Gonna take that 9 out front.
That's a great pick. And you know, just like the drivers tonight, they get one fast repair. The broadcasters, we get a fast repair, right, guys? So I've used mine up. Jeff's now used his up, and Tyler actually still has one. So, Tyler, if I was you, I'd uncheck the box right now to make sure you save that one. But hopefully, you won't have to use it with Dana because he's definitely looking strong right now. He's definitely put a great race together thus far.
Yeah, no, he messaged me during one of the previous caution periods and said he only had about 30 seconds of damage, opted to repair it naturally, not use the fast repair, so I think he still has it in his back pocket as we come down to the final, 30-something laps left in this race.
And if we can get a close-up on that paint scheme by Death Racing, I know that's one of the sponsors for your team over there, and he does an awesome job putting paints together for you guys.
Oh, for sure. I actually am not 100% positive this is one of, no, it is definitely one of Depp's paint schemes. I mean, it is an amazing paint scheme by Depp. He puts together some great schemes. I've been very lucky to join the team and get some really sweet hot rods this season. And in fact, he made my Nazareth 400 paint scheme that we did for the next-gen cars at Daytona full-length race. So, great team, and Dana Shepard teammate, and Jose Luis Rivera, and Jacob Blanco. Great group of guys.
We get ready to go back green here, boys. Let's see what's going on. Who you guys think we're gonna get some green flag laps in here?
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, I'm with Tyler on that, Jeff, but I hope so, man. I'd like to see these guys run for at least 15, 20 laps, before we can see some green flag pit stops and see them maneuver and slow down these trucks to get on pit road.
I have some faith in these guys. These drivers are going to figure it out here. We're going to see some really good racing for the last 30 laps here.
Well, Huffman and Paradiso got out to a nice, comfortable lead there as we're 2 by 2 from third on back right now. As it looks like Elrod's going to get clear of Shepard, and Shepard's going to come under fire from Rogers. So still competitive racing from about fourth on back.
And I tell you what, Dana Shepard running in the fourth spot, he started this race 32nd. So currently he is our biggest mover. That's plus 28 spots, and he's definitely getting the run off of 2. Oh, he kind of slides up a little bit, but he's going to get that run. But he is the biggest mover, and you have guys like Kyle Hess.
Oh,
and,
big wreck
Brady
here on the
Lo-
backstretch. It looks like, oh, they kept it straight. No, they're, oh, that's unfortunate. We're going to get a caution. And it looks like Crane is very upset with how that incident transpired, as it looks like the 20 car has blown his engine.
Yes, Robert Crane is not happy at the moment, and he has every right to be so.
Yeah, it's hard to tell from that angle, but it looks like, oh, someone else actually started that. That red truck started that incident. Can't tell what number that is, but he actually gives a shot to the 36 that sends him across into what looks like Kilgore. And
Yeah,
Kilgore and Crane are along for the ride.
And Tyler, that's the problem with these trucks now since the new updates, man. You can't hit them in that left or right area off the quarter panel of the truck. You'll bump them and you'll get the guy loose in front of them and you'll just spin them out. Used to, you'd have a little, play with them to where you can let off and they'll keep it straight and go forward. But that was a bad deal for Robert Crane.
Yeah.
Stage 2, we're a little bit behind, but Stage 2 was actually brought to you by Millie's Restaurant and Catering out of South Daytona Shores in Florida. They offer local and fresh seafood amongst other fare. If you ever find yourself down in the Daytona area, definitely look up Millie's. They have been a great sponsor of my team and actually of NASCAR itself in some races. Really great local food. And if you guys keep your eyes out, they're actually going to be on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives in a couple weeks on I think, the Food Network. But yeah, we were very lucky to have them on board.
And I agree with you, Jeff. We definitely appreciate everything Millie's has done for NASRA and their continued support, and we look forward to the relationship to continue.
100%. Thinking about it makes me hungry, but I'm actually hungry here for some green flag racing. I know I said I had faith before, and it bit me in the hiney, but here we go again. I think we're going to get some green flag. I think these guys want to get some green flag racing in. Hopefully we'll see it.
Now, Brady, I do have to ask, did you set a fuel limit on these trucks for this race?
No, not for this particular race. It's 100% fuel capacity. At NASR, we do tend to play with the fuel capacities. We'll go down to 50 or 75%, depending on the track or the stages. That all kind of plays a role in how you can kind of set up a race and format it. But for this one, it was really seeing some of the new guys come in here, and we were like Jeff said, we're hoping for those green flag runs so we can see, who was good at on the long runs and saving tires and whatnot. But man, it just hasn't panned out that way. But yes, it's 100% fuel tonight.
With that, I'm not sure we will get a green flag stop, but we may have a fuel mileage race at this point on our hands. So something to look forward to at the end of this race is, do these drivers have enough fuel to finish this race up?
Now, being this size of a track and with the draft coming into play, do you guys see this similar to, say, like a Daytona or Talladega, where you can save some fuel if you tuck in behind a group of trucks and ride in line for a while? Or especially, the 9 of Huffman out front, is he going to burn more gas being out front compared to the others here?
Oh, Huffman definitely is going to burn more fuel. I would be concerned, though, trying to save any fuel. We only have 12 trucks currently on the lead lap, and if you lose that draft, you have no chance in this race to pull anything off. We go green rest of the way. So I think you save what you can when you can, maybe lifting off early, but I think you have to put the pedal down on exit at this point in the race.
I agree. It's kind of too early to even worry. The way the race has been going, it's I wouldn't be worried about clutching it. Some drivers will clutch it going into three, going into one. Uh, but it's all about staying with the draft. You do not want to be caught here running by yourself. If you lose any traction of that top 10 or say top 15, and you get back in that dirty air, you're just not going to be able to keep up with them as we're getting ready to go green here.
Green, green, green.
Hoffman takes him through the Geico restart zone, and we are back under green here in the Irish Hills.
Yes, and it's same old, same old. He's been doing it all night long. He restarts on that inside line. He forks up to that wall, and then he makes it through turn one. Oh, no, they're already spinning again. Oh man, it's the 36 again.
Looks like there will not be a caution though. Looks like the trucks did not fully come around, so looks like
That's
everyone's
correct. They're
going.
to continue on. Yep, they're going to continue on. He's slow. He's only going about 130, 140 miles an hour down the backstretch. But it might have been the same two from previous caution.
We thinking possibility to pay back there, or what?
It looked more like someone just tried to clear themselves and it wasn't clear, based on what I saw when I first looked at it. So we have a really good battle here for third place. Behind Dana Shepard and Tony Elrod are just swapping positions back and forth. Elrod's going to get it, but Shepard's going to power back through on the outside, it looks like.
Yeah, it looked like the 29 of the Keller just was pinching down the 54, and they kind of make slight contact, and the 54 collected the 36 of Richard Crane. So, and they're also saying on the radio that it might have been a little bit of net code, which can seem to be a problem here and there with some of these drivers and connections.
Most definitely, but I mean, if you're the 45 right now, or 43 in Dana Shepard, or 16 Tony Elrod, I think you guys need to get single file right now. You do not want these two leaders to get away.
And it looked like they're in the wall.
And
no,
Elrod's not going to
he's
be able
not
to
gonna
save
make
it.
Caution comes out. Thought he almost had it. You want to work together, but not like that.
And I tell you what, that's going to be a big break for the 54 and the 36 of Richard Crane that spun out earlier in that run.
Yes, I totally agree. I can't tell if it looked like maybe Dana Shepard got a little loose there off of 2, or he got slightly pinched. Dana's apologizing. It looks like, yeah, he might have touched the wall, got loose, and just came down and flipped him. Probably the most cordial interaction from two drivers that collided with each other tonight, though, so far on the driver's chair.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think we need to stop talking about certain drivers, guys, because it seems like we're jinxing them every time we bring them up.
Yeah, we'll see how much damage Shepard has. Hopefully not too much. It's always hard to tell with these trucks. Great job, though, by everyone avoiding the spinning Elrod in the middle, and great job by him keeping it off the wall.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine. I think if he continues, whether or not he has a fast repair or not, I think he'll be fine.
Same as Shepard 2 we talked about earlier. He had damage from earlier wrecks, but it was only about 30 seconds worth. He chose to fix it then rather than take a fast repair. So now let's see what he does. Is he going to keep going on, or is he going to hit the pits and take a fast repair now?
I think you hit the pits. Even if you don't take the fast repair here, you take it just to go down pit road to see how much damage you may have. He did hit that wall, and he did make contact with Elrod, so it'll be interesting to see how much he repairs here. Looks like he is taking tires, though.
Taking tires along with look like a decent amount of trucks. Many of those probably with damage still to repair without having a fast repair left after that wreck, seeing what they can get fixed to stay in this race.
And another thing too that we didn't discuss earlier, guys, it's that X rule that you have on iRacing, and you're limited on how many X per race you can have before you get the DQ. And tonight, it is set up that if you get 14 X's, you have to serve a pass-through penalty under green, and 17 will get you a DQ. And that's what's happening to Elrod right now. Is he's got that 14X, so when they go back to green, he's going to have to go down pit road for a pass-through penalty.
Gentlemen, I'm going to say Shepard did not use his fast repair there. He spent a decent amount of time on pit road, but maybe it was just minor damage. Hopefully I can get a report from him on how the truck is handling how much damage he had there.
And it totally makes sense. If he doesn't have a lot of damage and he can keep rolling, staying with that front pack of about 7-10 trucks and stay with it, no need. There's a possibility that this is going to happen again, so keep that fast repair in your pocket.
Yep, well, gentlemen, while field is thin, let's do a lineup run-through. Let's go through the field real quick. Still out front, we have Shane Huffman in that 9 truck. Still in second, Tim Paradiso in that Chevrolet 45. Charles Keller Jr. is in his Chevy, number 29. Number 85, Tristan Rogers is at 4th. 5th, we have Cody Sanderson, still running up front there in that Toyota. 6th, we have Jonathan Wiley, he's running well in his Chevrolet. Kyle Hess, Brady, your pick's still alive, sitting in 7th from Memphis, Tennessee in his Chevy. Brandon Laurent in his Chevrolet is running in 8th. And we have Robert Amaral running in 9th in his 77 Chevy Silverado. And Dana Shepard still listed currently in 10th or 11th, him and Tony Elrod, although Elrod is too penalty. You see Elrod's 16 Toyota Tundra right there. So still some decent amount of trucks. We have Richard Crane also in 12th. He just got his lap back, so he was the recipient of the lucky dog. So Richard Crane getting back on the lead lap from Spartanburg. So we still have a nice handful of trucks for Recruitment Race, at least, still running at this point. Guys, I think we're going to see hopefully some interesting racing down here.
Yes, and I don't think I would imagine this is how it would have been. Now, I'm not surprised, but to see that we only have 12 trucks still in the lead lap, and we're coming to approach lap 60, so 21 laps to go. But this final run should be pretty interesting. Hopefully, the guys can just keep it, straight, point it straight and everything, and continue to run green flag laps.
I agree. It looks like we'll be coming green with about 21 to go. What are you guys looking forward to in these last 21 laps?
Green flag, green flag.
I'm looking to see here, guys that just pitted now, is a little bit of a fresher tire. If they took tires, is that going to help as the 9 gets out to a decent jump here of a couple truck lengths in front of the 45 with the field behind them going 2x2.
And 3 wide back there for 3rd. We haven't really seen 3 wide work as they are now getting figured out 2x2. But, I mean, these restarts still have been crazy, even with the few amount of trucks we have in this field.
Yeah, and the 114 of Jonathan Wiley right there, he was very loose going through 1 and 2, and it kind of checked up Kyle Hess right there. He had to get out the gas. And as so for Dana Shepard, too. So they're going to lose some traction. Oh, the 77's loose.
The 16 trying to get the pit road to serve his black flag gets just absolutely doored by the 77. And that may have actually knocked the 16, has been disqualified. And there's a wreck up front. 2 trucks take each other down to the grass. Will they save it?
He's going to come back up into traffic.
Oh,
and caution is out. Not really sure what the caution was for. It looked like the drivers kept it straight, but who spun? Elrod has unfortunately been disqualified after that incident with the 77, it looked like. But here we have the replay of what happened down the front stretch. Looks like the 29 and the 54 hit the 014. It's kind of hard to tell what happened there.
Yeah, definitely from that view, it looked like the 29. I don't know if his spotter let him know or not. A little bit too late that those 2 trucks were on his outside, but it definitely did look he made contact causing that.
Yeah, that's just it's a really unfortunate situation for those trucks. It looked like maybe there was some net code that turned the 29 up into the 014 of Sanderson, and that forced them all down. Just looked like a lot of trucks fighting for the same spot of real estate that they could not fit in. So, really unfortunate that what happened to Elrod. He was trying to get down pit road to serve his pass-through penalty and just gets doored by a truck on the outside. So that's a really unfortunate his night.
All right, gentlemen, you're in the top 5. Say you hitting pit road here?
You have tires left. I would say use them now because you don't know when you're going to get that opportunity to use them.
And that's exactly what the leader, 9 Huffman, has done. He's heading down pit road.
Yeah, looking back at what happened to Elrod, it looks like Amaral just comes down out of nowhere, just clicks Elrod, and that gives him his DQ. And Amaral hits the wall, keeps it straight, but clearly had some damage. And actually, Amaral was the cause of the caution. He came down to a complete stop on the front stretch and then towed. So, and then he has disconnected from the race as well. So, an unfortunate situation. We lose 2 drivers on the lead lap there in one incident.
And interesting enough, on pit road, looks like the 9 was first in, but not first off, as the 45 appeared to beat him to the line.
And it looks like several trucks stayed out, actually. So even though the 45 will be the first off pit road, he'll be lining up at about 6th or 7th, it looks like. So we had about 6 trucks stay out. Tristan Rogers is your new leader in that 85 machine. Brandon Laurent will be in 2nd in the 54. Cody Sanderson in the 014 will be in 3rd. Kyle Hess will be 4th in the 86. And Dana Shepard rounding out your top 5 there in his beautiful Chevy Silverado.
Yeah, this is almost turning into looking like we're at Daytona or Talladega. Just the amount of trucks that are behind the wall and in the garage area is just unbelievable.
This is giving me throwbacks to our NASRA 400, Brady, where I think only 7 trucks finished on the lead lap.
That is correct, and that is one race that does not sit well with me. I wish I could have that one back.
You and me both, Brady. You and me both, even though I never get to see the chicken flat. Fortunate.
Yeah, it definitely was a learning lesson, especially on the super speedways. That's twice this year. Once in the Triple M Pulling Truck Series at Daytona, and then the NASRA 400 in the Next Gen Cup Series cars was leading coming off of 4 and couldn't seal the deal. I got beat by Chris Cinnamon and Clayton Davis. So 3rd time's the charm is the way I think of it.
Well, on the other hand, though, for me, Brady, that's the 3rd race now this whole year, a super speedway where I have won stage 1 and not finished any of them. So maybe I need to stop winning the first stage and just try and finish a race for once. But just seems I have no luck at the end of these super speedway races, as we are getting these trucks ready to go back green with just about 25 laps.
Yeah, I think it's if you start liking super speedway racing, maybe you might finish further up there. But looks like we got some new players up here too. Kyle Hess is running there in 4th. Jonathan Wiley, the 54 and the 85. Should be pretty interesting now.
Yep, the first 5 trucks did not pit under that caution. Trucks from 6 on back did. So it'll be interesting to see new tires versus old as we are green again, and Rogers gets a great jump in the restart zone. Outside lane stall, a little bit of contact between the 86 and the 45.
And Tristan Rogers is just checking out on the field right now. They're almost 3 wide for 2nd back there. They're going to get side by side here coming off of 2. Nope. Nope. He's going to push up in front of him.
If I'm Brandon Laurent, I am pushing Cody Sanderson as hard as I can to catch back up to that leader of Rogers, because you do not want to let him get away.
Meanwhile, Shane Huffman in the 9 is the first truck on the freshest tires. He's going to come underneath Kyle Hess here. I think it's a matter of time. He's just got to work through some of this traffic here before he's out front, probably followed by the 45 behind him.
I agree, but we'll see how much these tires have actually been worn. We haven't had a ton of green flag racing in this 3rd stage. Have those guys who stayed out really done anything to hurt those tires, or are they going to be able to fend off those super fresh ones?
Yeah, and as you've seen right there, the 014 on Cody Sanderson, man, he had a great run coming off of 2, and I thought he was actually going to make a move on Tristan Rogers right there to take the lead from him, but he just kind of settles back, and he's going to continue to draft off him here. But that's one thing about getting way up in front here at Michigan on the field is you can get up there, but that pack is going to be coming with that draft.
Totally agree, but I mean, the few amount of cars we have, trucks we have left, it's really hurting these drivers' abilities to really generate a run when getting pushed. As it looks like we have a 6-car breakaway. It looks like Dana Shepard maybe should have used his fast repairs. He's fallen off the back a little bit.
Yeah, I totally agree with you right there, Tyler. If you got it, use it. I know it's 13 laps, 14 laps to go, but you got to use it in that situation so you can be up here fighting for this lead like everybody else. I mean, we've got 7 trucks under a blanket for first right now.
Agreed, and as you see, Kyle Hess really pushing that 54 into that corner. He's actually going to make a move to the outside. So we're 3 wide for third. Maybe even 4 wide. Nope, Paradiso thinks better. Oh, there's contact.
I think they're going to save it.
Heavy contact maybe off the inside wall. Not sure if he kept it off there, but hey, there's patience, man. You had the fresh tires, but kind of maybe just stuck his nose into a little too deep rather than just pan out.
Yeah, and there's just no lifting from anybody. The 54 is just not going to lift right there. He knows it's crunch time. You know, coming up on 12 laps to go, it's go time.
I totally agree. You know, these drivers are going to give it all they have. They do not want to be the guy who loses out here. 12 laps to go. Battle for the lead.
Oh, I knew that was coming. Oh, and for a
Big wreck.
second,
Oh,
they're
Heston
wrecking.
ball.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Yeah, that 29 right there, that lap car, he was just in the way right there, and I seen them checking up, and it was just a bad deal.
And Kyle Hess has blown his motor as he hit that outside wall hard. I am unsure if he has a fast repair left. Just a really tragic end. This lap car just kind of, the way he raced the leader, can't tell, was maybe a push gone wrong again. Yes, Sanderson was really getting into the back of the 85 and did not pay off for anyone involved. The 85 and the 86 of Kyle Hess, just massive amounts of damage.
Yeah, and just nowhere to go. You know, just a victim of circumstances being right there, and you kind of feel bad for these guys. You know that run all these laps, and it comes down to that. You know.
Yeah, not what you want to happen, but I don't think there was any a bad intent there. Just it's getting to be like you said, crunch time. You wanna push and go, but like you guys said before, unless that truck is squared up in front of you, any contact to push that rear bumper is going to make the truck in front of you very unstable.
And what a gift, you know, for Shane Huffman 9. You know, he saved it. He didn't wreck, but he lost all his momentum. Was losing the pack right there with those fresh tires, and now he'll get a second chance to give it a go. And Dana Shepard, no, he's not pitting. I guess he doesn't have any more fast repairs, Tyler.
Maybe he doesn't. I thought he maybe had one in the bank, but it's just hard to tell. Maybe he's done all he can do for that truck, so should be interesting to see how these final laps play out.
And the number 97 of Jeffrey Ramsdale is going to be your lucky dog on this lap. And the number 31 of David Scott just informed us that Jeffrey Ramsdale has more lucky dogs.
Yeah, Ramsdale just getting his lap back again. I believe this would put him on the lead lap.
Yeah, that's what I heard. He said he had more lucky dogs than a kennel tonight. I thought that's what I heard, but I wanted to confirm it, and David Scott just confirmed that the 97 has more lucky dogs tonight in this race than a kennel.
He's got that lucky rainbow scheme. Let's see if he can do something with all the breaks he's been given here.
I'm just unsure how much speed is still left in that truck after how busy of a night he's had.
So what do we think of Cody Sanderson's chances right here?
I mean, he did make contact there with Rogers, but probably didn't damage his truck at all, as it was just a push gone wrong. I think Sanderson may have the truck to beat, but I don't think he's made many friends out there so far tonight, so I don't know if he's going to get cut.
Yes, and the lights are off on the pace truck, so we're at 1 to go right here, and we're going to gear up for, it looks like 8 laps to the finish. Hopefully we could run these 8 laps under green, and it looks like we've got 8 trucks on the lead lap here.
He's going to have a test, Sanderson, that is very early on here on this restart. He's going to have the 45 to his outside, like I said, with a little bit fresher tires. We'll see if it pays off for him or not.
And I tell you what, the 97 of Jeffrey Ramsdale has had an eventful night. He's going as far as 2 laps down, and whenever it counts, he's up here running in 7th position right now.
Yeah, it really has been a Kyle Larson-esque bounce back performance from Ramsdale tonight. He just has kept in it and has not given up.
And the pace truck is off, so let's see what's going to happen. Hopefully they can get it going.
Like you said, Brady, only 8 trucks left on the lead lap. It should be interesting as we go green here, and Sanderson has a great jump on that restart.
Yes, looks
like Sanderson got a great jump. Maybe Paradiso been hurt by the iRacing systems, but looks like their race control is taking care of him, so he doesn't get affected. But Shane Huffman has really just come from 5th to 2nd now, trying to catch up to Sanderson. He's going to get a shot from the 14, and he's going to keep it clean.
Oh, that white truck right there is loose, coming off 4. And he saves it. Oh, the Dana Shepard's threading the needle right there. He's going to get a great run on the 14.
Like you were saying, Brady, great run, but he just nowhere to go. Looks like Huffman might get it. Oh, Huffman's loosened too, and there's going to be a big wreck. Cars in the wall. They're still green. It looks like Shepard has made it through and the 54, but it looks like Paradiso has blown a motor and is out. Huffman, again, huge contact with the wall. Looks like his night might be done. Sanderson has pulled away from the field here.
Yeah, and these guys right here, they need to stop racing side by side, get in line, and they'll be able to catch him. But man, it's just one thing after another as we see these trucks just fall off lap by lap. Just one of them just makes a mistake, and next thing you know, they're not in this race anymore.
Yeah, and just not great decision making from the Jonathan Wiley and Brandon Laurent there. They, instead of pushing each other, they try to make a pass, but maybe if Brandon Laurent has something for Cody Sanderson, it looks like he will get that draft coming down the back straightaway. He'll have to try his hardest to catch up there to be able to make a move in these final 5.5 laps.
Yes, at this point, I think it's Sanderson's race to win. We're coming up to get 5 laps to go right here.
Laurent has the draft, though, and he is closing hard. These two get to racing. That may open the door up for Wiley, Shepard, and Scott. Or just Wiley and Shepard, the only 2 cars left on the lead lap in this thing.
Like you said before, if they could work together, they can put something together to catch the leader here. The 54, though, looks like he's putting together a better, maybe is it a turn? He's got a better run through the turn than the 14?
It really looked like he is just finding that better exit speed and is just using that draft down the straightaways to his advantage. As we have a very tight battle for third, we're going to have a pass attempt for the lead here.
I agree, Tyler.
On that side.
Yeah, he got an awesome run coming off of 4 right there, and he might clear him right here. I know the 14's going to fight back on the inside right here, and Jonathan Wiley's going to also get a great run getting in the corner, and he gets the 14 loose.
And they're all going to pile drive a lap car in the mix here as Shepard tries to go low. Maybe Sanderson's down on power. He is getting gapped by Laurent.
Yes, something's definitely going on with that 14 truck right now. And Dana Shepard's trying to make a run on the inside lane as well.
Oh, so you saw Shepard's truck clear the image. And we have
Oh, I
a
knew
wreck.
that was gonna
Oh,
happen.
Here we
Oh,
go. Through the grass.
man. Ooh.
Staying
hopefully
green.
we stay green because there's only 2 trucks left in this race, and it's going to be fun. Coming down to, we have Brandon Laurent and Cody Sanderson. Sanderson not close enough yet to make a move, but Brandon Laurent has the lead, coming with 2.5 laps left.
It has come down to 2 trucks with 3 laps to go.
And the 114 of Jonathan Wiley had to get his black flags cleared for going down pit road to avoid that accident, but he'll continue on in third place.
And it looks like Laurent was going to try to use Ramsdale for a draft. Ramsdale's going to go a lap down. He's clearly down on path. Fortunately, his comeback will still end up a couple laps short.
Yeah, and with 2 laps to go, I think it's Laurent's race to lose here, guys. I think he has the better truck between him and Sanderson, and we'll definitely see. But Sanderson's getting a run coming off of 2.
Sanderson probably needs to abandon that bottom line. He's been trying. It got him loose off of 2 and ended up bringing everyone together and ended up really, I think, setting the events in motion that caused that wreck off of 4 by getting everyone pumped up. But if he can put together a couple of solid corners and really get to the back of Laurent's truck, he might have a chance. But I agree with you, Brady. It looks like Laurent is pulling away.
Yes, and as he takes the Millie's Restaurant and Catering white flag, 1 lap to go, he's definitely coming off of 2, and there's just maintaining that gap between him and Sanderson. I think he's pretty much got it.
And with the lack of really braking or lifting, I don't think Sanderson's going to have an opportunity to dive bomb the corner here. And it looks like he'll just have to be content with second unless Brandon makes a mistake here, but he will not.
Nope, and Brandon Laurent's going to take the checkered flag and win the first recruitment race stint of 6 races that we're doing here at the NRE Power Systems Truck Series on Monday night. So congratulations to Braden, and we look forward to doing an interview with him coming soon.
So at the start of this race, did you guys think we'd only have 2 guys vying for the win at the end here?
Yes and no. I mean, you'd never want the races to end like this, but sometimes it's a byproduct of, guys going for it, guys not being as comfortable or confident in the truck at this track, and maybe not having the amount of practice as they should for racing.
100%. Towards the end there, those guys were just battling for every position they could get, making contact and taking out each other. A couple guys, who were racing up front towards the end here, as we see the winner do his victory burnout at the start-finish line.
Yeah, no, 54 Brandon Laurent really burning it down there. Cody Sanderson also here on the front stretch with the top 3, and looks like Jonathan Wiley will be taking home third, about 15 seconds behind the race winner. So quickly, you're doing a rundown of our race results here. Brandon Laurent, again, taking home the win by just under a half second over Cody Sanderson. Jonathan Wiley in third, 14 seconds back, and Richard Crane, the last truck on the lead lap, 24 seconds back in 4th place. Dana Shepard will round out your top 5, and I will win the Choose Your Driver draft among the broadcasters here. Charles Keller will finish 6th, Jeffrey Ramsdale 7th, and that'll be your drivers who finished 1 lap down. The rest of the field, unfortunately, did not complete the race, whether through accidents or internet issues, as we have Tim Paradiso, Shane Huffman, Tristan Rogers rounding out your top 10.
Yes, that's right. And David Scott comes home 11. Kyle Hess, my second pick at that, finishes 12th. He blew an engine. Robert Amaral finishes 13th. Tony Elrod, that had a lot of misfortune tonight, he'll come home 14th. Anthony Rayner will finish 15th. Philip Isaac 16th. Derek Kilgore, one of the Triple M guys that races on Friday night, he'll finish 17th. Travis Sipman finished 18th. Kurt Jackson, we saw him in some earlier wrecks earlier. He'll finish 19th. Michael Allen in 20th.
21st was Tony Drion. 22nd, we got Alan Isaac. 23rd was my pick of Adam Newbert. 24th, we got Robert Pierce. 25th, Frank Perfin. 26th, we've got Brandon McLaughlin. 27th is Peter Stewart. 28, Dan Matthews. 29, Gary Huffins. and 30th, Benjamin Lee.
Finishing off the field in 31st, we had Patrick Prizzuto. 32nd, Dale Rapp. 33rd, that's Brady LaBeouf, but he actually didn't run the lap. And neither did Chad Waller in 34th. Actually, the rest of the field never actually took the green, unfortunately. So only 32 drivers officially started this race.
Yes, and we'll give the drivers a second to get in the waiting room, and we'll do post-race interviews coming to you live as soon as they get in here.
Guys, after watching the race tonight, what do we feel about some of these drivers coming into the future NRE Power Systems Truck Series?
Well, I mean, it's exciting. You have such a big field, so the numbers are there. You kind of want to manage and see who you invite in, and you kind of look at the race after. We'll save the replay and we'll digest it and everything, and go through accidents and who caused what and who looked like a safe driver compared to an unsafe driver. And if they're lucky enough, we'll send them an invite, and hopefully they'll join and race with us on Monday nights.
Exactly to what Brady said too. Agree with that, but also, this is recruitment race number 1. There's going to be more. Most of these guys are starting with us with a clean slate, so nobody's perfect. You may have messed up or made a wrong move tonight. Come back next one and show us what you can do.
Yes, I definitely agree, and we will have one next week. You can join us. You can find us on Discord or Facebook at Nazar Racing to find out more details about the upcoming recruitment races. But we will be at Talladega next week, next Monday night, same time. The race will grid at 9 p.m. Eastern time, so we hope that you join, and hopefully we have some guys from this race that'll join again and stick with us.
I agree, and hopefully we'll fill out the field actually on the grid next week and have more drivers officially take the green flag, and hopefully more drivers finish on the lead lap next week. Should be a fun time, but hopefully we can get some of these guys in the booth and talk to them what their thoughts were on the race and how these final laps unfolded.
Yes, and I'm a bring in Jonathan Wiley right now.
It came on pretty good.
Hey, Jonathan, this is Brady LaBeouf in the Nazareth 360 Racing Network booth. You got us?
Yes, sir. What's up?
Well, we saw you race. We had a good eventful race there. What did you think about tonight's race and finishing third?
I think it was all right. I wish more guys would have finished, but if you can get knocked in the pits with 3 or 4 to go and still get third, that's not bad.
Jonathan, early on, you had a couple, I think at least 2 saves where it could have been a caution or you could have been out of the race, but you kept with it. What were you thinking for those 2? Were you thinking your night was over, or what were you thinking from there?
The first one where I slid up and kind of slapped the wall, I knew that I was all right because I still had a quick repair. The second one, it was close. I was on the wheel a little bit, but I held on to it. I guess I knew that I had a little bit of damage, but I knew that I'd be able to take a pit stop and get it fixed and hopefully be okay.
Well, Jonathan, I mean, coming down to those last few laps, it looked like you and Dana got sent 3 wide with a lap truck, and it kind of affected how you guys were able to exit that corner. Is your feel like there's anything you could have done differently to not get yourself in that position, or is that just a product of hard racing at the end?
I think it was just more racing. I couldn't tell who exactly it was. I know David and Dana was both right there. I went low because I thought I couldn't see him anymore, so I said, "Okay, he washed up." And then about that time I went low, I just got smoked and wasn't expecting it.
Well, we appreciate you joining us tonight, Jonathan. Is there anybody you'd like to thank before we send you off?
Just my team, me and Cody. We're trying to run asphalt. We're some dirt guys, so Cody Sanderson was running up front for a while. I think we'll run this league, and I think we could probably do okay. I think if we just stay consistent. But other than that, just Cody. Really, he was working with me. Was working on pit strategies together, and got everything lined out.
Well, we appreciate you joining us tonight. Hopefully, we look forward to you guys joining us next week.
Yes, sir. I'll be there.
And now we have second place finisher Cody Sanderson. Cody, talk to us about your second place finish tonight and what you thought about the race.
Man, I had a lot of fun. I thought I was kind of screwed there on the last restart because the whole front end of my truck was wiped out from the wreck before. But I started seeing everybody wreck in the mirror behind me, and thought I'd probably just be all right to last it.
Cody, congrats on the second place finish. After the early cautions in the race, what were you thinking? What was your plan from there on? Was it to hold back a little bit, or did you really want to get to the front and try to avoid all that?
Really, I was just trying to hold back as much as I could until, because we kept getting a couple of good green flag runs, so I was just hoping to kind of just hang back until we got a good run there, because it seemed like my truck kind of came on once we got some heat in the tires. But once that last wreck got me, I knew I was pretty screwed.
Yeah, Cody, you're talking about that last wreck, and it seemed that you just didn't have maybe the horsepower underneath the hood at that point to catch up to Brandon. Is there anything you wish you could have done differently, or did the truck just not have it?
I wish I could have waited around, honestly, a little bit longer. But after seeing that last wreck, I knew that I probably would have ended up being in that wreck anyways. But if I could have held back for about the last 3 laps instead of coming on the last 8 to 10, I think I probably would have had a lot better shot at him.
We appreciate you for joining us. Is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to, Cody?
Dirty South Motorsports. My buddy Jonathan Wiley kind of got me into this and told me I'd like iRacing, so I bought it like a month ago just to try it out. So far, it's pretty much all I do. So, Dirty South Motorsports is his league.
Well, we appreciate you again for joining us tonight. Hopefully, we'll see you next week for the second recruitment race. And congratulations on your second place finish.
I appreciate the host, man. Thanks.
And now the winner of the race, Braden Laurent, in the 54 truck. Braden, talk us through the race and everything, and what you thought about the recruitment race tonight.
And it was a lot of fun. It was kind of cool. I mean, there was a lot of different drivers in this race. It kind of sucks throughout the race, people just disconnecting like that, or after getting involved in too many incidents. But I thought overall there was a lot of good drivers, and it was just kind of avoiding accidents. Really, I mean, just being able to keep the car clean. I didn't have to use my fast repair till like lap 60, and then from there I was just kind of smart about trying to avoid wrecks and stuff like that, and just timing pitting at the end so I could have the best car possible for that last little run.
So it did seem like your strategy of kind of waiting it out towards the end paid off for you. What were you thinking as you were coming to the last few laps and you realized there was only you and one other truck pretty much running towards the finish line for the race win?
Honestly, I was kind of nervous because I've screwed up so many of these races when I'm out front, just making a silly mistake, getting into the wall or something like that. But I also was pretty confident because when I passed him, I noticed front end damage on his end, so I knew he'd be a little hard to keep up with me down the straightaway. So I was pretty confident I could have it, but I've made so many silly mistakes before where I just tried too hard, clip the apron or something, and get loose or hit the wall. So a little nerve wracking, but still, it was overall fun.
Brandon, I think we saw throughout the race, especially in the latter stages, a lot of guys making mistakes up front and a lot of big saves from drivers, but also a lot of wrecks in the top 10 there at the end. What was your thought process trying to make it through those top 10 drivers and kind of watching them almost essentially take each other out the entire race?
Well, being one of those drivers that kind of was being taken out a little bit, or getting some damage, or being part of the beat and baiting, it's nerve wracking because you never know like when it's gonna be you get too much damage or the optional repairs or you get the required repairs on pit road. But it was just all about trying to make sure I kept enough space in case something happened. I had room to divert from the accident and avoid the wrecks. So I knew if I kept my car clean and it came down to a caution at the end, and if I had a good clean car, it would be in very good contention to win it.
Well, congratulations on the win tonight. The floor is yours. So tell us who you want to thank tonight.
And see, I don't know. I've never been in this situation before, so I don't know who to thank. I mean, I think you guys were putting on a great recruitment race. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. You guys hosted it very well. And then I'm thankful for iRacing and stuff like that. Just it's a great program. I've enjoyed it. I've only really been a member for a year, and I've enjoyed every moment of it.
Well, I can assure you that we put on some great races at Nazareth. We hope to see you next week as we go on to the second recruitment race. It'll be at Talladega, and hopefully we'll see you there.
Yeah, I'll try to join it.
Thank you.
Thanks. Have a good one, guys.
Well, there you have it, guys, from the top three tonight. Will we see them at the next recruitment race? Will they even be in it, or will they be the same top three at Talladega? Who knows? What do you think, Tyler?
I mean, if we have the same top three at Talladega, someone's got to go buy a ball. That track just it breeds chaos. It breeds randomness. It's a fun place to drive. It's not a fun place to race, in my opinion. As a guy who's not a fan of super speedways, I can find myself up front, but it's nerve wracking being up front or just in the general. So hopefully we'll see a lot of guys come out next week for Talladega, and hopefully we'll see those same guys racing. But I would be shocked if they finish top three again.
Yeah, same question for you, Jeff. What do you think about a second recruitment race at Talladega with these guys?
I think it's going to be interesting to say the least. If they're going to race kind of pushing it early on, we're going to see several, only a handful of trucks at the end. If these guys can work together and keep calm and kind of make moves that aren't too over their head, then yeah, it's going to be exciting. We'll have a good field at the end. It's going to be up to them.
Yes, and definitely want to thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Tyler, for coming out here and helping me out tonight. This was our debut broadcast for NASO 360 Racing Network. We saw a lot of comers and goers tonight, a lot of wrecks, and a lot of great stuff racing tonight for our first recruitment race for the NASRA NRE Power System Truck Race. Tune in next week for our second recruitment race at Talladega Superspeedway. We hope you join us, and we hope you have a good night. Thank you again to Cody Knott, our lead producer, and my co host.